Hi everybody, I'm Kelly from the Little Point Bookshop in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. And we have decided to do this series of conversations now that we have the Second Cup Coffee Shop. So we're going to be talking to people in the town, some authors, people that are important to me and important to the store, and just finding out a little bit more about them as time goes on. So we'll be featuring some people that you probably know down the road. But I thought, well, first let me just explain. The Second Cup Coffee Shop is new to us. It's called the Second Cup because when I was in California a couple of years ago, my brother and I went out for coffee, and after we were done, I was about to get up and go back to his house to do work, and he goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Well, I'm done." And he said, "Well, we didn't even have our second cup yet. The second cup is when all the good stuff happens." And his point was that you're not really relaxed until you're in your second cup and you're sitting down, and that's when you really get to talk to people. And he was right, because we came up with a lot of ideas during that, and it was fun. So that's where the name came, and so that is why it inspired me to do this kind of conversation with people that mean a lot to me and mean a lot to the store. So of course I had to start with my mother. This is Cookie.
Hi.
This is Cookie Coyle, real name Josephine Coyle. So I'm going to ask her some questions today, and you're going to get to know a little bit more about her. I'm sure a lot of you know her. She was our first and only full-time employee for a while. She's using the age card to not work as much, but she's still part of things. So hello, Mother.
Hi.
Talk in the microphone.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask her some questions, and then she's going to tell us what one of her favorite books over the last couple of years is. And we hope that you enjoy our little conversation. So hello, Mom.
Hello, Kelly.
So why don't you tell everybody where you were born and a little bit about your family.
Okay. I was born in Queens, New York, and the second out of 3 children. And what else do you want to know?
Well, what kind of things did you like to do when you were young?
Mostly played outside.
All right.
Yeah.
What did you do after high school?
I went to the New York Foundling. It was a baby nursing school.
So my mom worked at an orphanage, and she took care of babies that were left by their parents.
Yes.
And how did you meet my father?
Wow. I was dating somebody else, and we double dated. And I wound up talking to my husband the whole time, and not my date. And she wasn't talking to her date either. So we wound up talking together, and then we bumped into each other when I was in his town. I went to use the phone booth. That's what we had back then. And when he always sat with his arms folded and his leg out. And when I was walking out of the phone booth, I tripped over his leg. We made eye contact, remembered that we met each other, and the rest is history.
So his name was David, and Davy was in the Navy, and they wrote letters.
Yeah. I was at the Foundling, and he was in the Navy, and we wrote all the time.
And then what happened with your marriage? What came of it?
Well, he got out of the Navy in May, and we got married in September, because I had such a early curfew that we decided to get married, because at 20 years old, my father wanted me home between 11:30 and 12.
Little fun fact, she got married when she was 20, but she already had another fiance before that.
Yeah.
And then how many children did you end up having?
6.
And now how many grandchildren do you have?
22.
How many great-grandchildren?
3.
So they were a very productive couple.
Yes.
My father passed away 23 years ago already, which is very sad, but my mother's been a trooper, and she's been a very big part of the bookstore for the last 6.5 years. And what do you have to say about the bookstore? What has been your favorite part of the bookstore so far?
I think my favorite part was that you started off across the street in a very small area, and it was during COVID, and we had to set up like almost at the front door, and then right after that was over, this store just got so busy and so tight. So this used to be a furniture store, and they were retiring, and so then Kelly grabbed it, and it's been perfect size.
Yeah, and we've met so many nice people.
Oh yeah, a lot of celebrities too. have been here.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else can I ask you? How did you feel about when you used to work here a lot? How did you feel about working here?
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a nice town. Everybody's very nice.
Yeah, people are friendly. I got to meet people, and yeah, it was good.
It's good. So I'm going to tell everybody my best lesson I learned from you.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
And then you can tell everybody the most trouble I've ever gotten in. I don't think I ever really got in a lot of trouble.
No.
Never from my father, because I was his favorite, but my mom, once in a while. I don't think I ever really got in big trouble.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I was really boring. So my best lesson I've ever learned from my mother is one of my mother's favorite Bible verses is the one that talks about love covering a multitude of sins. And so I feel like my mother's always been very forgiving, she's the least judgmental person ever. And I feel like nowadays people go into things very hard on people. They don't overlook anything. They give people one chance and they're out. And thank God you weren't like that, or we wouldn't have had our dad around for so long. But why do you like that Bible verse, and what do you think is important about it?
I don't say the verse again.
The love covers a multitude of sins.
Yeah. That back in the day when you were just a baby, my husband and I were separated for 3 months, and that was the one thing that came to me when we first got back together, was that love covers a multitude of sins. So I just used that to just forget about the past and just go ahead with the future.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's a big lesson to learn, and I do feel like people are very hard on each other these days, so I think that's important for people to remember. And let's see, what else can I ask you? Who was your best friend in high school?
I had two, Christy Trotta and Mary Mangle.
Mary Mangle. And who is your best friend now? One of your best friends now?
Diane Crutchfield.
Yeah. And my mom has always had very long friendships, and we've learned a lot from her. So I'll tell you another story of my mother's. She's a very strong woman. When I was in college, I went to Minnesota for college, and I needed some furniture, and my dad was busy because he had a moving company and he was on a job. And so my mom rented a U-Haul and drove from Ohio to Minnesota with all my furniture, and she ended up almost in Iowa because she was praying for everybody, and she just kept driving.
Yeah, I know.
So she's a little thing, but she's strong. And I think that her scrappiness has helped me with the bookstore, because this is a scrappy little business. Nothing really ever runs 100% smoothly. So I've had good life lessons. My dad was the biggest optimist on earth,
Yes.
and my mother was very scrappy. So I think those two things have helped, right? Dad was an optimist.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to have my mom just for 1 second talk about or mention a couple of her favorite books, since we like to tie everything back to reading, and go for it.
Yeah. Oh, I have it in my mind. Let me think.
I know you like Tree Grows in Brooklyn. Remember?
Yeah.
And she likes Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. Do you remember why you liked this one?
Yes, I do. Yes, because she was alone a lot. She was alone a lot, and she managed to have a very fulfilling life.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need that one special person to come alongside you. And
exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. So that was the second cup with Josephine Coyle, aka Cookie. We hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about her and a little bit more about how the bookstore came to be, being that she is my mother, and as of tomorrow, she will have been my mother for 51 years. So,
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.